Are you trying to set up a Docker environment but feeling stuck on whether to build a dedicated image or just mount a configuration as a volume? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into a common dilemma faced by many developers. I totally get it. Managing multiple services like Magento and WordPress under the same domain can be tricky. It's frustrating when you're trying to keep things simple, but still want everything to work seamlessly. Here's the situation we're discussing. One user asked about their Docker setup with 4 containers: Magento, WordPress, a MySQL database, and an Nginx router. They want to know if they should build a custom image for the Nginx router or just mount a configuration file. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So what are the pros and cons of each approach? Building a dedicated image can provide more control and consistency, but it also adds complexity. On the other hand, mounting a configuration file keeps things simple and flexible, especially for project-specific setups. And stick around. At the end of this video, I'll share a quick tip that can save you time and headaches in your Docker projects. To begin, the user should consider the advantages of using a mounted configuration file for the Nginx container. This method allows for easy updates to the configuration without needing to rebuild the image. Next, the user should evaluate the benefits of creating a custom Docker image. This approach can encapsulate all configurations and dependencies, making it easier to manage in larger projects. The user should also consider the specific needs of their project. If the Nginx configuration is unique to this stack, mounting the configuration file may be the best choice. Finally, the user can make a decision based on their project's requirements. If they prioritize simplicity and flexibility, sticking with the mounted configuration is advisable. Fun fact, did you know that Nginx was originally created to solve the C10K problem? That's the challenge of handling 10,000 concurrent connections. Talk about scaling. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. One alternative approach is to bake the Nginx configuration directly into the Docker image. This makes your containers more portable, allowing them to run on any server with Docker without additional setup. On the other hand, if you mount the configuration file at runtime, you introduce a dependency that must be managed outside the container. This can complicate deployment. The user emphasizes that it's best to include as many dependencies as possible within your Docker files for better automation and portability, especially for CI pipelines. However, there are valid reasons to mount files at runtime, such as needing environment-specific settings or handling sensitive files like SSL certificates and database passwords. Here's a tip. If your configuration is specific to your project and unlikely to be reused, mounting it as a volume is often the best choice. It keeps your setup clean and easy to manage. And there you have it. Whether you choose to mount a configuration or build a custom image, you now have the tools to make an informed decision. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more Docker tips and tricks.